Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so first I would like to tell a story that my grandmother was a biggest fan of durian. She always eat that like every week. But unfortunately, when she had stroke, the doctor says no more durian. But she keeps eating its seed. So I once start wondering, is it really okay to consume or why? So this is how I want to find it out. My science project, the utilization of durian and spirulina spontanensis as an alternative solution to lower cholesterol in mice. My science project, I'm Desi Riana Prasetya from SMA Amritsar. Okay, first I'm going to talk about the background of this research. I have 2 points here. First is this cholesterol food. Why cholesterol food? Because nowadays we have found so many people consume cholesterol food and it's already become their habit. And the problem is, if they keep consuming this food, it's going to have a bad impact on their health and raise the risk of having coronary heart disease and also stroke. So, which means that coronary heart disease and stroke are the most killing diseases in Indonesia. And the third one is the utilization of this. In my region, Jepara, there's a lot of waste of durian seeds. And I don't want to make it remain as a trash. I want to make it more beneficial to human beings. So durian is start. Durian or jersimen is one type of Indonesian native fruit. And when people consume durian, not all people or most people didn't consume its seeds, so it remains as a trash. But then I found that it rich in vitamin B complex, phosphorus, potassium, and also pectin, which these contents are able to prevent the inflammation in our arteries. Next is spirulina pratensis. Why spirulina pratensis? Because spirulina pratensis is easy to cultivate it, and it also widespread in all ecosystems. It contains high omega-3, which may reduce the level of cholesterol of that person in our health, in our body. And Jepara is one and only place in Indonesia that cultivated the spirulina pratensis in sea ecosystem. That's why I choose this to explore its potential. So next is, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the research method that I use. First, of course, I did the preparation, and after I did the observation, the collection, I began to collect the durian seed. And after I have those materials, I began the food manufacturing, and I also added spirulina to compare which more effective with these 2 materials, and I did the food manufacturing. After I've done with the food manufacturing, of course, I did the acclimatization for 14 days to my 15 sample mice, because I want them to adapt with their new environment, and we can assume that the cholesterol level at the first is the same during the acclimatization process. And after that, I did the treatment. I give them the food based on my 5th formulation of food that I will discuss later. So I did the treatment for 28 days. After it's done, I did the blood sampling to get the cholesterol test. Okay, this is how I make the durian stuff. First, I collect it, I wash, and I also add them to remove the toxic. And after that, I blend durian seed, and I also do the filtration result, grate it to take the pure starch of durian seed. And after that, the durian seed is ready. So this is the food formulation that I'm talking about. I have 5 groups. Its group consists of 3 mice, and they have different food formulations. First, I only gave them the commercial food to be the control variable. And the second, I added commercial food and wild eggs to raise the cholesterol level. And the group 3, I added durian seed starch. Group 4, I added spirulina pratensis. And group 5, I combined between durian seed starch and also spirulina pratensis with the ratio 50 and 50. So, among these 5 groups, I want to compare which the most effective food formulations in my research. Okay, so this is how I made the food manufacturing. Well, basically, all the 5 groups have the same way to manufacture the food. The difference is in this step, mixing commercial based on the formulation. So all groups have the same way to manufacture the food. The difference is there. How we mix the commercial food based on my formulation food. So this is how it goes. After I did 28 days of treatment, I do the blood sampling and get the cholesterol checked. So this is the test result. From this graph, it shows that the group has the lowest average level of cholesterol, which means that durian, sea star, and aspartic are potential to lower our cholesterol. And the group 5 has proven it with the combinations between durian, sea star, and aspartic. And the group 3 and group 4, we can compare with the group 2. It shows the declining of the level of cholesterol. So it means it also proves us again that the durian, sea star, and aspartic somehow have a goal to lower the cholesterol. So my analysis are the group 5, which has the lowest average of cholesterol, means that durian sea star, which contain pectin that would be able to prevent inflammation, and also omega-3 that may reduce the level of LDL or bad cholesterol in our body, work together towards the lowering cholesterol. And in future work, I'm going to find the exact biochemical process how these two contents work together towards lowering the cholesterol. And in group 3, we get durian sea star is more effective than spirulina plantains to lower cholesterol. I assume that this is because of the pectin that is more effective to lower the cholesterol. But in the future, I also have to compare more about how the pectin and the spirulina work towards lowering cholesterol. And also, in the future, I also have to do further research about the ratio. As far as I got this project, I only did the 50% ratio for the group 5. So based on my project, I can say that it's most effective for formulation, but in the further research, I'm going to change the ratio and find more how this content, especially pectin omega-2, work towards lowering cholesterol. And next, we come to conclusion. So the conclusion is durian sea star and aspartic are proven it would be able and potential to lower the cholesterol in our blood, and the group 5, the combination between two of them, are the lowest average of level cholesterol. So, because of my project has proven that it can be able to lower the cholesterol, I hope that in the future it would be more beneficial to human beings, and I would like to utilize this in a real life and apply to human beings so we can lower the cholesterol in our blood, and we may reduce the risk of having coronary heart disease and stroke. So I think this is about my presentation. Thank you for your attention.